everyone, and happy Sunday night. I hope you guys all had a fantastic weekend and that you're looking forward to the week ahead. Now that midterms are behind us, we can think about term two. Many of us will have received our midterms and we'll be really happy with where we're at, but we'll want to maintain that momentum. And that can be harder as we, kind of crawl into the winter months. And it can be harder to maintain that mark. So you want to obviously be consistent with your work completion and pushing yourselves to maintain that consistency and ensure that you're getting your work all done to the maximum effort to those deadlines. And then there will be some of us who might be reflecting a little bit on what we'd like to improve on moving into term two. And usually that ties directly to time management, organization, and making sure you're putting in that maximum effort to get those assignments in on time. So regardless of where you're at, just make sure that you do take space to reflect on what your goals are for term two, because really we're just a few months away from the end of the semester. And as I've learned in life, time is going to go faster than you can imagine. So this week, we're going to be focusing on some lessons and content again, as we sort of trailblaze through the content of Unit 2. So last week and this week are pretty content heavy, and then we'll start to get into some more fun activities next week. But for some of us, this will actually be a little bit of a break because we won't be really doing any projects. It's just going to be more lessons, reading, learning, and applying that knowledge in some questions and answers, okay, and discussion posts. So tomorrow, you've been assigned a lesson. So as always, your expectations are to go through that slide deck and make notes in your Google Notes folder for Unit 2. And then you're going to be expected to do a reading on Chapter 4 from our textbook, which is on planning. And I always recommend students take notes on the readings because really, and this is actually university practice, you'll be expected to know all of the content from your readings, and you could see that on a future test or examination. And then you've got a guided question sheet that's been assigned to you in Dropbox. So you just go into Dropbox, open that document, make a copy of it, and answer the questions based on the lesson and the reading. So easy peasy, due Monday at 8 a.m. On Tuesday, you have an article assigned to you to motivate employees to do these three things well. So you are expected to read the article and then answer the discussion questions. As always, reflecting on one question to ask of your peers and then commenting on at least 2 peer posts to ensure that you earn those marks. You'll have the week to do that, and that's due Monday at 8 a.m. as well. On Wednesday, you've got another textbook reading on human resources, going to introduce you to a new department of management, which is managing people. It's one of my favorite aspects of business, actually, because managing people is obviously something I'm passionate about, given that I'm a teacher. But it's a really important and fundamental part of the running of a business. So hopefully you'll find this information interesting. And again, you'll just have a guided questions sheet based on the reading that's been posted in Dropbox. So pretty easy peasy, straightforward, but you've got to do the work. So that's, again, due Monday at 8 a.m. And then you'll have a lesson on human resources. So again, you open the slide deck, you take notes on the slide deck, and then you're going to apply that in your discussion post where you've been assigned another reading on the 10 different creative recruiting strategies from a Business Insider magazine. You're then expected to reflect on these questions, apply the knowledge that you've learned from human resources, make sure you ask one question of your peers, and make sure you comment on at least 2 peer posts, okay? And then Friday, you've got a work period to wrap all that up. So again, 2 lessons, 2 readings, 2 corresponding question guides to answer from the readings, and then 2 discussion posts throughout this week. So kind of 2 of everything. Okay, so a lot of content. You're not going to have a lot, obviously you're going to have to work. It's not something you can leave to the last minute because it's really quite a lot of stuff to get through, but it's pretty self-explanatory. It's not overly complicated. You can do well on all of it. It's just a matter of chunking your time and managing your time effectively to meet the deadlines of Monday at 8 a.m. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense and pretty self-explanatory. We'll get into some more interesting stuff next week, but for now, kind of enjoy the pace and sort of the content that we have in front of us. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you online.